So what is going on, Airsofters? Today we are looking at a product I've actually had for a little while right now. I got this product back in August of last year, and when I first got it I was going to do an unboxing style, show you guys what it is, but I thought, actually, you know what, let's put this through its paces, let's do some torture testing and see what these products can actually do. Now obviously you're going to have seen the thumbnail, you're going to have seen the title, so you guys know exactly what I'm talking about already. But the item I'm talking about today is just part of the Novritsch concealment systems. Now the reason I'm not doing all of it is because I wanted to put this product through its paces before I told you exactly how it is. And because of that, it meant that the amount of actual game time I wanted to be able to put in with each product, these are the ones I've had the longest, therefore these are the ones I'm doing first. So without further ado, we're going to start looking into the Novritsch camouflage systems. Specifically, we are looking at the LC1, LC2 and the RC1. Now this stands for Leaf Camouflage 1 and 2 and Raffia Camouflage. This product is going to be based for the kind of person that is just getting into the airsoft sniper role. Now, anyone that's watched my videos before will know that I run a KMCS when I'm playing with my sniper. Now, I've actually added the Novritsch concealment system to my KMCS, and I've been torture testing it over the last 8 months, so I can tell you exactly if they're worth buying or not. We'll start off with the LC2. Now, the LC2 is a tri-leaf shape. You have the small leaf followed by a medium and a large leaf. The medium and large leaves are pretty similar in size. This is available in 3 different colours. The 3 colours can be seen just on the forefront of that bit of KMCS material right there. Hopefully that's in focus for you guys. So first up at the LC2s we have Peat. Now Peat is a very dark colour. It's a very dark brown. It's really good if you don't use too much of it. This is very much a low to the ground kind of colour. Next up we have Emerald. Now Emerald is a green that fades into a slight yellow. Just generally good, all rounder, kind of any kind of summertime, that's perfect. And then finally we have the Rust. Now Rust is very autumn based, and one thing I've noticed about these is if you put them outside when all the leaves have fallen, you will find that these things blend in super well. Now that is something I wanted to say about the leaf systems, is that Novritsch as a team have been able to absolutely smash the colours, because what you'll find is you need to choose which one is right for your environment that you're going to be playing in, and then go from there. So I've just shown the 3 colours of the LC2s, but it's going to be down to you to know roughly, you know, where you play, the general kind of colours that you're going to find, and also the time of the year as well, because that's going to make a big difference on which one you might choose to purchase. When you buy the LC2s, they're going to come in a box just like this. Now, mine is a bit damaged, so yours will be nice and crisp, don't worry about that. But this box is over 8 months old and I've moved house and all this sort of stuff. So when you open it up, you're going to find all of the leaves in there. What you're also going to get is a small little bag like this, and this is the pin system. It's worth you guys knowing that if you buy the LC2s, you're going to receive 75 of these little leaves, the trio of leaves I should say, not individual leaves, and you're going to receive just over 25 of the pins so that you can use all of them up. What I'll do is I'll talk about the build and my experiences with the leaves once I've gone through all of them. So next up we have the LC1s. Now the LC1s are at the minute, they are the better of the two, in my opinion. You get a lot more coverage with the LC1s. There is now an LC3, but like I say, I haven't actually got any of those with me. And these are the colours that you get for the LC1s. So just a little glimpse there, all the sort of 4 corners of the material, there is a different colour. So I'm just going to quickly break down all the colours for you so you know which ones to purchase based off of the colours that you like. So first up we have Lime. Now Lime is a light green that fades into a little bit of yellow. This is probably my favourite colour, to be honest. I've used pretty much all of these across not only my suit, my rig. There's not too many on my rig behind me of this colour because of the time of year. When I've actually been setting them up, this has been my go-to colour. This is just generally my favourite colour. You can see that the The dye pattern on this is really nice and really detailed. These things do look really real when you actually hold them up against natural vegetation. You can see the stem just coming through that front part, and then if we flip it over, hopefully we don't lose focus, but you can see the plastic stem on the back, which I will talk a bit more about in a minute. Up next we have Fern. Now Fern is a very it's a very vibrant green, very healthy looking kind of plant. Again, a very good choice all round. Second to last we have Carob. Now Carob is a very dark brown. Now this is really good for your winter times, or just in, you know, various autumn seasons as well. This is the one that I currently have set up on the back of my my rig right now. So just behind me there, over my my right shoulder, you can see that I have some of the Carobs already in, also mixed in with a bit of the raffia and some of the LC2s. Last but not least, we have Sienna. I'm actually quite glad that I didn't need to even use my cheat sheet for this, probably because I've made this video 5 times. But finally we have this Sienna. It's a very rusty, almost orange kind of brown, real nice. Again, good for autumn, late summer. The LC1s and the LC2s retail both for €14.85. Now that is just for one of the boxes. Now with the LC1s, you're going to get 50 of the actual leaf setups. It's a dual leaf setup, and you're going to get just over 50 of the pins so that you can pin it to absolutely anything. We should point out they're UV and water resistant. This actually has pros and cons for both. I like the fact that they're UV resistant because they don't fade in the sun. What I would quite like is that they actually absorb a bit of water and change colour in a wet environment, because one thing that I do notice with these is that if it's raining and your gilly is really wet and, you know, your environment is really wet, the leaves around you will change colour because it's natural. You know, it's what happens when things get wet, they go darker. These won't change colour as well, so that works in your favour in some environments but not in others. Both sets of leaves feature a quick pin design. I will demonstrate that in just a second. So on the bottom of the leaf you have this stem. It's the same on the LC1s and the LC2s, and basically the pin is going to go up through this little bit at the bottom. If I quickly insert a pin, I can hold it completely flat. You can see how high these come out of my hand. Now again, this is a good thing. It has pros and cons of both. It's good because it will break up your head and shoulder silhouette, but one thing that is worth noting as well is if you have them on flat surfaces where, you know, say like bang on the top of your head, they're going to be sticking out a little bit more, so you're going to want to have them not like flat on the top, but you're going to want them like basically like there, like you're a little flower girl at a wedding or something, you know, maybe. But basically you're not going to want them on your actual outline completely, you're going to want them just inset a little bit so that it breaks up that full outline. Just over my left hand shoulder just here is my Kmcs Balaclava. And as you can tell, this has quite a few of the different leaves on it. Again, they're all set sort of more so around the front third of my head as opposed to bang on the top. So the quick pin system is really clever, and I'll show you why. So with the quick pin system, we have the little base at the bottom. You're going to get just over 50 or 75 of these little pins. Now, the way these basically work are really clever, and there's a hole in the bottom right here. You pop it in the bottom, push it all the way in, and now it's locked into place. The reason I like these is because you can take them on and off your kit. So if there's a certain time of year when maybe these don't fit in that well, because maybe you're going to a site that's just long grass and doesn't have any leaves, you might just want to take them off but then put them back on at a later date, and this makes it super easy to do that. Now it comes on to one thing that is also a bit of a negative as well, I guess, because if you can pull these on and off relatively easy, you can also rip them off. Now I should point out that from my experience over the past 8 months, these have only come off in the high contact areas. By that I mean, if you were to completely cover your ghillie suit and then put an assault rig over the top, you may find that that real high intensity like friction may knock them off. So if you're putting them on places like your elbows, your knees, potentially on your stomach, if you're the sort of player that crawls quite a lot, you might just want to think about adding a small dot of glue just when you put them in so that they won't come off. Apart from that, the ones that you have in the free open, you know, on your head, maybe on your shoulders, arms, that kind of thing, they're not going to have a problem and they're going to stay on nicely. Adding to that last point, I'm going to show you just how easy it is to actually mount these. Right here we have a piece of Kmcs material. You're going to take your little pin, and this works for anything that's got mesh basically, which is most ghillie suits. So take it, put it behind the material and just poke it through. Just like that. Push it all the way down, so you want to make sure it's nice and tight up against that little bit at the bottom. And then simply push it in. And make sure you've actually pushed it all the way. Some people don't push it all the way, and again that can cause it to pull out. And now that is attached. Again, one thing that's really good about the fact it sits so high off of your kit is that it allows for airflow. So if you're running an absolute load of these, you're not going to be completely airtighting the mesh suit. Because they're nice and airy, you're going to find that you'll stay nice and cool even if you overbuild your suit. So the leaves are a fabric style leaf. I'll be honest, I don't know the exact material brand or material name, I guess. You've got the fabric leaves, and then you have a almost like rubbery kind of plastic stem system. I know of various people that have had issues with them peeling, and I just wanted to point out that I don't really know how they had such a problem, because I've had these for 8 months, and as you can tell, I'm pulling on that pretty hard and it's not coming off. I wonder if the people that have had issues, maybe it's been a really warm environment. Right now it's around 20-ish degrees inside, I should point out, and these are on there really well. Maybe if you're in the high 20s, then maybe they go soft, but I've not really experienced any of the kind of peeling. The only time that I've actually found they have peeled at all is when you are actively trying to peel them off, so it's not really something you need to worry about. One other thing I wanted to point out is just how strong these actually are. I'll do a quick little test here on a straightest edge, but honestly the amount of effort it takes, it's not going to do it in a thorn bush. So you know, you can pull it pretty hard and eventually it will go. But you're never going to get that kind of force from just a thorn bush. Again, as well with the stems, you can break them if you actually physically try. You know, if you pull them apart, they'll stretch and eventually they will snap. But you're not going to find that they're just going to do it out on the field. It's just not going to happen realistically. Overall, both the LC1s and the LC2s are a really good option for those that want to try and customise their ghillie suit just to match their environments a little bit better, and you know, make things blend in that little bit better as well. Overall, the colours are really good. You just need to choose the right ones for your environment. Obviously, like I've said, as of now they have the LC3s as well, which if they're anything like the LC1s or 2s, I can't see being an issue whatsoever, and it just allows you to try and match your leaf style to the places that you're going to live and play. These aren't just cheap knockoff leaves, and for the money I think they're well worth it, to be honest. So finally we're going to look at the RC1s. Now the RC1s, there isn't loads to talk about because raffia is raffia, so I'm not going to waste loads of your time. The raffia comes in 4 colours, and when you purchase it, it will set you back €12.85, and you'll actually receive 4 little bundles of the raffia itself. So you're going to have your standard hay straw coloured raffia. You're going to have a darkish brown. I actually quite like this one. This one's slowly becoming one of my favourites. And then finally you're going to get 2 greens. I'm hoping you can see the difference in the camera. One's slightly darker, it does actually have a leaf in the back of it as well, but one's slightly darker and the other is like a lighter, sort of more vibrant grassy colour. This has been a detailed review on the LC1s, RC1s and the LC2s by Novritsch. As an out-of-the-box option, this stuff is really good. My one bit of advice would be, if you are going to be using the LC1s, try not to overdo it in small areas, because as you can see on the example bit that I showed earlier, it gets really full really quickly. You guys have been watching Major Woods. I will see you guys here again soon.